And now I'm back, y'all. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Sorry there, y'all. Just a moment. We got disconnected. All right. If you didn't hear me, we have Greg Zakowicz coming to us, y'all, from Omnisend, and we are here now. He's going to be talking about Black Hole Friday and beyond, launching a winning holiday email marketing strategy. Greg, one more time, you happy to be here with us?
I am happy to be here. Thanks for having me back. This is awesome. Always love it.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, cool, y'all. Yeah, so just real quick, some housekeeping remarks. Please put your questions in the Q&A tab, and we will come back towards the end of Greg's presentation to knock some of those out and answer them with y'all. But I'm going to see what's going on outside and see what the heck is going on. There's something trying to get my spaceship. So, Greg, I'm going to let you take it away, and I'll see you in just a little bit, all right?
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone. Super big honor to be kicking off Email Camp. And for those that don't know, if you've ever seen my Twitter or X handle, I'm an astrophysics nerd, so I love the theme today. Typical Greg fashion. So I've jammed tons of content into a very short period of time. So hopefully the presentation will be useful for you after the fact when you're looking at these things, but I'm going to blow through and see what we can do here. Very quickly about me and Omnisend. If you're not familiar with us, we're an email and SMS marketing automation platform, plug-and-play integrations with tons of e-com platforms. So be sure to check us out, omnisend.com. We got the QR code there to check us out. Myself, I've been in email marketing, which sounds crazy, but for 18 years as a practitioner, as a consultant, as an analyst, and now I kind of have this hybrid role of jamming all these things in together, along with crunching a bunch of customer data. And I've been in SMS marketing for 11 years, helping tons of companies launch brick and mortar around the country with their stores and online as well. So you can find out more at omnisend.com. And that's enough for me. Feel free to connect with me any social media platform you want. Just on LinkedIn, let me know if you're making a connection, why you're making a connection. Otherwise, I will probably ignore you. So my apologies. All right, so let's get to it. What are we doing here? How do you Black Friday? So what we're going to do today is I'm going to look at some shopping trends we need to know, more online buying things to help you plan. And it is October 4th, and really people are shopping already, which is scary. So it's not too late, but we better get on your high horse if you haven't started that yet. We're going to look at automated messages. We're going to look at SMS marketing. We're going to look at ways to optimize your email campaigns, both from an automated standpoint and your scheduled campaigns out there. So this is our agenda for today, and we're going to rock through this thing. Hopefully, you will take 3, 4, 5 things you learned today and be able to implement them right away in this year's campaigns and even in the next couple of days as well. So that's my goal for you. If you have any questions, feel free to follow me afterward, and hopefully we'll have a minute or two for a Q&A period. So let's get to it, and let's get to Black Friday, Cyber Monday planning, and really looking at message trends in specific. So what we're looking at here from the chart is this is online spend last year during the holidays. So that box you see to the left there, that correlates with last year's Amazon Prime days. So we know it's going to be the 12th this year. It's a 2-day span. Amazon big deal days, they call it now. We also have Target Week, which in the US, I think it's global wide, but right now in the US, that is this week. So people are shopping ready. I saw a survey come out a couple of weeks ago, say people were starting shopping in September for holidays. It doesn't mean they're done by then, but they are checking for those deals. They're looking for some of those early things. I know fear of missing out, sense of urgency. We're going to talk about that because it plagues me every year for a specific reason. But I think people are gluing on to that. Now we got Treasury debacles going on. So who knows what the economy is going to hold in the next month, in the next week or so. All right, as we move through this chart, what do we see with the upward incline there? This really started on November 11th last year. So that's going to correlate, I think, to the 12th this year, if I do my math correctly. The 11th of November last year was the last time online sales dropped below $3 billion a day. And it stayed there until you start to see that decline there, but really bottom out at the 16th of December. So you've got the 11th of November through the 15th of December last year, where not a single online sales day dropped below $3 billion, not a single day. So if you're looking for kind of your starting point and your crunch time, those are your two things. Look around Prime big deal days. Although we have that now leading up to there, try to capitalize upon the shopping on those days, because even if they don't buy from Amazon, they're going to be glued in and they're going to be excited to shop. You have an opportunity to jump on that. And then from 11th to the 15th of December, you're in a full sprint there. And obviously you can see the spikes around Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Cyber Monday there. All right. So we started to see the drop around December 12th last year. And that took us to the 16th, which again was that first day where things really dropped below $3 billion. And that was just 2.8 billion. So it was close. Excuse me. It bottomed out at 2 days before Christmas Day. So December 23rd, lowest day of the year, $1.2 billion. But then you can see right after Christmas Day, it peaked up again. So if you're looking for kind of your de facto crunch time, when to walk, when to jog, and when to run, those are your times there. Now, I want to look at a couple different things as well, kind of correlate and tie these things together. So if we look at email order days from last year, going through OmniSend's data, we put out these free stats reports on our website. They're not gated or anything, so feel free to check them out at OmniSend there if you want to browse through and get some more detailed information. But if we're looking at email order dates last year, the best 5 days in November and December were in November, and 9 of 10 were in November. So really, your best days are going to come in November. You're still going to be selling in December, but from an email standpoint, you've got a lot of opportunity to capture those in November. Ironically, the day after Christmas, so December 26th, it was the second best performing email marketing day in all of December. So just because you hit Christmas Day, your season is not over. You've got a huge opportunity there. And then if we look at the flip side, the worst 7 of 10 days, I mean, worst is all relative, right? But those 7 to 10 days fall in December. So we know people are going to start shopping. They're going to shop heavy in November. They're going to slack off a little bit in December, but it's still there for you. And we see a lot of weekend days kind of being these worst days. There's an opportunity there, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but don't be scared about sending on the weekends here. Now, I want to talk about the same thing from an SMS standpoint. I'm going to talk about SMS here in a little bit, but I wanted to, while we're on the same concept, talk about those best SMS order days. And we see the 8 best days all fell in November. Cyber Monday was ironically the 7th best day. So it's still a good sales day from an SMS standpoint, but it is not the pinnacle day like you might think it is. Again, day after Christmas, December 26th was actually the best SMS order day in all of December. And then the 9 of the 10 quote unquote worst days were in December, mostly on weekends. So Saturdays and Sundays. But again, I think there's an opportunity there for you. So don't discount those weekends here. So if I were looking at a plan for myself, and this is going to vary based on what you're selling, types of products, who your customers are, and things like this, but this is the plan I would work with. So early to mid-October, you're going to start. We've got Prime. Again, we focus on those Prime big deal days. That's tough to say for me. November 1st is when I'd absolutely be ready. So if we look at this, November 12th, I am running this year. I'm going to try to capitalize on Amazon's and those early shopping there. November 18th, 19th, we see Black Friday week starts. So there's some opportunities there for you. December 1st to the 14th, this is kind of like what I would call like, my final push here. So I'm working on a sense of urgency. I'm working on moving some inventory that maybe I thought was going to sell, but not selling as much, maybe some product specific sales. December 15th to the 23rd, so kind of that week before when we start to see that decline in online sales. We know fewer people are shopping. This is where I'm pushing that deadline for urgency if I can still get products there shipped in time. And then December 25th through January 1st, this is kind of your second run at it. So get what you really wanted. You see a lot of self-gifting here, people getting gift cards. They want to redeem those, a lot of returns, opportunity for closeout sales. So here's just, you can screenshot this, check out the presentation later, but this is kind of the de facto plan I would work with if I was planning for the holiday season this year. I kind of always tweak these things, but some recommendations for you there as well. All right. So let's talk about message content a little bit, because this is, something where we say, okay, well, I know what I want to send or when I'm going to send. Now, how do I optimize these messages and what do people really want from here? So this is from a survey that came out probably about 3-4 weeks ago now, saying that, price is a major focus for people and it can drive people to new brands. This is not anything new. It's not earth shattering by any stretch of the imagination, but this is important to know because we want to focus on price. If you're deep discounting, you might be a brand that doesn't discount a lot, or you don't do deep discounts, not as much as your competitors, or maybe you're a luxury brand, you do not discount. Whether you fit in bucket A, C, D, or Z, we want to figure out how do we optimize these messages to either up and sell that discount even more and provide more value there, or if you don't discount, to provide more value where you can overcome some of those discounting challenges here. So Here's how I would look at it. Focus on intent and focus on value across all your messages. So what do I mean by that? Well, why are people checking your emails? Why are people on your website? The intent is to shop there. So we want to focus on that. Now, what's going to matter to people? We just saw that price matters, but there's a lot of different things that matter to people. And it's the value that you're going to try to sell to overcome some of those price challenges, overcome those obstacles to conversion. So things that obviously make sense. Free shipping. If you have a great speed of shipping, we saw a lot of data this year that's, say, for consumers, speed of shipping is becoming just as important as free shipping. Last year's marketing across the board, we saw a lot of it. Free shipping was the promotion versus a discount in a lot of campaigns. Upgraded expedited shipping became a promotion as opposed to a blanket discount as well. Talk about extended return policies if you have them. If you don't have them, think about whether you can do them for the holiday season. Live chat, do you offer it? If not, can you offer it for the holiday season? It can save things. Use social proof. So testimonials, star ratings across your products. Here's a few examples of that. But you want to promote these across all messages, both your automated messages and your scheduled campaign messages. You should do this year round. But if you haven't done it yet, find a way to fit these things into your holiday messaging. And that's going to be instrumental for you. As far as other things to do, think about your send strategy. So yeah, some of those key days, it's okay to send 2-3 emails a day. Perfectly fine. If you want to send daily, that's okay too. If you want to send semi-daily, you're not going to, get this email fatigue like you think you might with talking to other people. So people are signing up for your emails. They want to receive your emails. This is a place where people go for product discovery and to glue in on what sales are there. So feel free to email as much as you want. Probably don't want to do 8 a day, but you want to think about 2-3 on those key tentpole days there. If you're unsure or you want to move inventory, how you want to target these things, this is where automation is going to come in. So what I mean by that is, hey, you know what, Greg? I want to send 3 emails a day here. I don't want to bother people. Well, think about this is where your automation comes in. I'm going to talk about this in just a second here, but it fills in those gaps because automation is going to be behavior-based. So if I'm browsing a product or I cart a product and I leave, do you need to send me the 3rd message that day? Not if you have the automation here. It's going to fill in some of those gaps. So, hey, you forgot your shopping cart, or check out these products you were looking at. These are top rated. They're 100% fit, whatever it might be. The automation helps fill in some of those send gaps. So if you have your automation game focused on intent, and I'll talk about specifically which ones I would focus on, it kind of decreases the necessity to schedule your campaign messages out. So think about using remails, all this fatigue here. Again, you play around with it. You're not going to get the email fatigue like you might otherwise. People will just ignore it. They're not going to mark you as spam. They're not going to unsubscribe unless they want to go. In that case, I wouldn't worry about them because they're going to unsubscribe later anyways. Better to know now. So that is how I would look at it from a send strategy. When to send and the content in there. Value adds, intent, those are the things you want to focus on. Think about all the value adds your company promotes across. And then we get to email automation to help fill in some of those gaps. So we kind of know when to send, we kind of know what to send. How do we send these things, and which automations are going to give us the best bang for the buck to capture those sales the holiday season? So here's how I look at it. SMS or marketing automation. I'm sorry, I'm way over. I'm all over the place. I'm in outer space right now. So automation, right? Normally we see 30-35%, somewhere in that range of total email marketing sales come from automated messages. That normally equates anywhere from 2 to 5% of total email sends across the board. First half of this year, looking at, I think, 17 billion marketing emails we sent out. We had that shot up from, I think, 32% at the end of 2022 to almost 50% in the first half of 2023. And it's still accounted for a small percentage of sends. The percentage doesn't matter. What I look at these are effective messages. They're timely, they're relevant, and they're fit into the intent of the shopper, right? I sign up for an email program. Why am I signing up? Because I want to receive something. I check out your website and I leave without carting a product. Well, I'm on your website. I'm a window shopper at that point. It's targeted, it's relevant. Cart abandonment speaks for itself. Now you can see on the screen here, majority of the automated email orders come from a select few messages. And the reason for that is because they are intent-based. They are shopping-based here. So if we look at this more in a Black Friday, Cyber Monday context, what we can see here is last year, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, first 14 days of November. So again, those key shopping periods, that's where we start to see those online sales cross above $3 billion every single day. Sends and orders increase for cart abandonment, product abandonment, browse abandonment. People are shopping. The more shoppers, the more these messages trigger, which is the more sends, the more they trigger, and the more relevant they are, the more orders they're going to have. So it's kind of the tail wagging the dog here. Doesn't mean they're not effective though, right? That is the thing. These messages will absolutely drive sales. So if you do nothing else from an automated standpoint this holiday season, these are the three I would absolutely, and this would be year round, but absolutely make sure you integrate into your email marketing program. So we see on the right side there, I just wanted to do Cyber 10. So this is a period from Sunday before Black Friday, so Black Friday week through Giving Tuesday. There's a 10-day stretch here. They account for most of the biggest online sales days of the entire season. So this, you can see some of these metrics here for your automated messages and your transactional messages. The very bottom line are your scheduled campaigns. You can see it doesn't really matter which one you're looking at. They all perform, even lapse purchase. They all perform better than your scheduled messages. So these are things you want to use to your advantage here as best possible. All right. So what do we do here? So think about your holiday automation adjustments. If you have them currently sending or you want to integrate them into your campaigns, think about some of those small, I always say the small, stupid things matter. Sometimes the small, subtle things matter, right? Without using a bad word here. So discounts, people sign up for your welcome message. A lot of times they're signing up because they want to see if you have a discount, or maybe you promise them a discount. Well, make sure discounts across all these messages align with your traditional Black Friday, Cyber Monday type discounts. If you traditionally offer 30, 40% off during this time of year and your cart abandonment or your welcome message is giving 10%, it really negates the purpose other than a touch point of that message. We want to use it to recapture those sales and drive sales. So try to make it more in line. Now, if your percentages are going to vary a little bit, this is where you have the opportunity to say, okay, I don't know if I'm always doing 40%, but can you do a tier discount that's going to protect your margins? So, hey, sign up for a program and receive special benefits and exclusive incentives or welcome gift. And you can have a tier, right? 10% off up to 50, and then, 51 to 100, you have 15% off. So you protect your margins, you increase the average order value, you get them to spend a little bit more. So think about how you can do these things and put some ideas for different types you can do there. As far as timing goes, you want to shorten your delays. So if you typically have a welcome message sending every 2 days, you might just want to do one a day. I'd probably do that anyways, but one a day. Cart abandonment, browse abandonment, send that first message in maybe 30 minutes or an hour. Your next one, maybe 12 hours later. And then if you have a third or fourth message going, maybe in 12-hour increments here. So you want to get them while they're peak shopping. You're probably going to have fewer people waiting a week to make a purchase, especially if you're using FOMO, that sense of urgency in your messages. Hey, these products won't last long. Be sure to get them while you can. And then, if you can, doesn't have to be done, but if you can, try to integrate some holiday specific messaging into those messages as well. So product recommendations, maybe you have a static section at the bottom, recovery section for stocking stuffers or gifts for him, gifts for her, gifts for moms, gifts for dads, whatever it might be. Gifts for besties. We all love that as well. Gifts for yourself. Think about that from a product recommendation standpoint. So anything small you can do, whether it's optimizing your nav bar for some of those stocking stuffers or holiday gifts, try to integrate those into your messaging as well. And then once you finish with the template, you could just reuse the template the following year or just make small tweaks to it. And then my last tip would be to add SMS to your automation, because we see this is really, again, where the power comes in. And that's what I want to talk about here to kind of close off some of the planning here. So when we talk about SMS, this story is just a growth story. We've seen it growing for the last 11 years. Really, the last 5 years is when this has really picked up steam. The last 2 years, gas on the fire. It's rocket fuel there. So we saw continued increase in SMS sends and also SMS orders year over year. You can see the first half of this year compared to the first half of 2022, almost 50% increase again. And these numbers are exponentially bigger because we're increasing the year before. So this is really compounding effect, kind of like interest rates. Compounding interest is a good thing. Compounding sends and compounding orders, also a good thing. Okay, so what does this mean for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? So I looked at that Cyber 10 period. I went back and dug out some data from here for you. And this is how sends shook out during those peak times. So we look at the Thanksgiving day through Sunday, super high, probably not a shocker to anyone here listening. Your top order days for the season. So order days, remember Black Friday, Saturday after Black Friday, so Black Friday sales extended, weekend, Thanksgiving Day, the Monday before Black Friday week. So the second, November 21st, what you see there, decent amount of sends, but that was one of the highest order days from SMS of the year. So not as many sends, but high order. So that's an opportunity. Flag that a little bit for you. Then the Monday of Black Friday week is an opportunity for you. The Friday actually before the Cyber 10 was one of the highest SMS order days of the year as well. So you had some brands that were starting to kick off Black Friday week sales, which makes tons of sense. I would absolutely do that, right? These standalone days have morphed from Black Friday into Black Friday week. I would absolutely do that. I can't believe I didn't mention that already, but that's something where don't save your Black Friday sales until Black Friday or Thanksgiving. You're going to see that marketing start the Sunday before, maybe even the Friday before. So it's going to be a week-long, 10-day span here for you. If we go to ways we can use SMS to optimize for the holiday season, here's some ways to use it. I'm going to show a couple examples of the 4 types of promotional offers here in the next couple slides and just kind of talk about why they're important here for you. But you can use them to drive into email. So if we know customers are signed up for SMS and email, SMS, generally, we want to keep it short. We want to keep it sweet, let people see it, know what they're getting, click on it. And you can use that to drive the email if you've got tons of stuff. So exclusive, maybe category specific sales, or just a lot of sales for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We can drive them over there. We can offer SMS only discounts throughout the season. They are read very quickly. So think about flash sales, things like that. Tons of opportunity for you. Replacing email unsubscribes. This is not talked about very much, but this is a huge benefit for SMS. So you're going to get unsubscribed. You're going to get them during the holiday season. You're going to get them year round. And typically, if you only capture email address, your game plan is to then take that email address. You want to do retargeting for those people on paid social, maybe paid search, whatever it might be. And that can be costly. And it's not a bad strategy by any stretch of the imagination. But if you have the email tied to the SMS and the opt out of email, maybe email is not their jam anymore, but SMS is, because we find that with a lot of people now. Fraction of the cost to retarget that person on social media, you can instead still have that one-to-one communication via SMS. You still have all that history, the data, all purchase stuff, all that tied together. You can use it more effectively. So think about how you can use SMS as a tool to lower your retargeting costs, not only throughout the year, but especially during the holiday season. You probably want to do both here, but think about how you can help save costs. Lower costs, more sales, more margin for you. And then obviously automations, right? We see the same thing. I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's go through just a couple examples so you can get some screenshots here of examples. So benefits, here's flash sales to the left, and then we have last chance reminders to the right. So just some ideas to use, whether it's an automation or standard promotional campaigns. So flash sales, great for moving inventory, creating a sense of urgency, obviously, to shop, because they only last for a couple hours or half a day, whatever it might be. It's a great way to test incentives and promotions as well. So if it's a flash sale, you can test 15% off, 20% off, a dollar figure off, but it's a great way to kind of test that in a short run time and say, okay, customers really like this. Let's do an email campaign on that tomorrow or later this week, whatever it might be. And of course, there's some exclusivity only for SMS subscribers, because only SMS subscribers are receiving that. So you can promote that on your pop-up sign up, asking people to join your SMS program, let them know they're getting exclusive offers. Last chance reminders. Obviously, there's a sense of urgency there, which I love. You can also use this to give a last kind of sales bump to your promotion. So, hey, campaign's underperforming from an email standpoint or online standpoint. Let's see if we can bump up the sales a little bit through SMS. Or this thing's blown out of the water. What do we do now? Well, let's try to get a few more dollars out of it. And we can use the SMS there. And of course, if you have your email data, the customer data tied to your e-com platform, which you should, then you can always exclude those purchasers from that SMS campaigns. But great for a sense of urgency as well. Well, I was talking through that, was I? I was talking through that without looking. So there you go, real quick, what we're looking at here. And then here's a couple examples. Early access. So on the left, we have social proof to the right. So these are really good things. Again, sense of urgency with early access, because it's limited time to shop, but it's also a exclusivity for your SMS program as well. Again, you can use it to test promotions. Social proofs on the right. I would do this across all your emails. I talked about that earlier, but also with your SMS. So show star ratings, show customer favorites, show all those things, testimonials, whatever can provide value and overcome those obstacles to conversion, build more trust for purchasing, especially if they haven't purchased from you yet. So really good for you, but also it builds excitement about the products. And then finally, just a couple examples of SMS for automation. And this is absolutely something I would do here. So put an SMS into your welcome flow. If you're collecting SMS, set that stage, give them a welcome email, get them a welcome SMS, and see which one they want to convert from. But you set the stage there, absolutely do it. Abandon, both abandon cart and product abandonment or browser abandonment, whichever strategy you use, absolutely use SMS. Again, if they're signing up for SMS, they want to receive SMS. That is their option. They're telling you, say, yep, this is a channel I dig. Use it here. And the SMS is great for cart and product abandonment because you can send that much more quickly than you can in email. You don't have to, but like I started getting abandonment SMS messages 15 minutes later, even just a couple of weeks ago. And I actually respond really well to abandonment SMSs more so than I do with email ones. So, you know, if you think about it, hey, I don't want to send a cart abandonment email until an hour later. Well, try half an hour because they might be price shopping somewhere else. So try that over. You can certainly shorten those windows for those abandonment reminder emails with SMS, and it gives you a little more leeway out of the email program. And of course, transactional messages, I love them. So order confirmations, shipping deliveries, those are great. I got one. I saw my phone vibrating while I was talking to you today. I've got a package coming here probably in about an hour, but it's an update. I love it. It's a great customer experience for me here. So SMS can be a really powerful tool for you, fraction cost retargeting, but it can really drive tons of revenue for you. So ultimately, when we look at how to plan for Black Friday, we just got to look at where we're starting. So that launch pad. So we're going to start in early to mid-October. I'm running by Amazon Prime big deal days. I'll get that one of these days, maybe by next year. But this is where we're going to start, right? That should be your linchpin to start running pretty quickly. By November 1st, I'm in a full-on sprint. I'm trying to capture every single sale I can capture by any means possible. Remember, November 11th or 12th this year, it might even be sooner. We're going to see $3 billion in online sales each day for a good full month. So we've got a month there, weekends included, every single Saturday and Sunday, even though we saw low email and SMS sends those days and low email and SMS send orders those days, people are buying. Use them to your advantage. It's your opportunity to get in front of people. Don't think about standalone days, right? Black Friday, Cyber Monday. These are Black Friday week. These are Cyber Week, whatever it might be. Think about that Cyber 10 period, which are going to have most of your biggest online sales days of the year. Use it to your advantage. Start them early. Capture the sales while you can. Use automation. It's going to be money for you, but specifically welcome messages, cart abandonment messages, and browse/product abandonment messages. Those are the three I would absolutely do without hesitation. I think they're must for any e-commerce brand throughout the course of the year, especially this time of year, though. And then email and SMS, right? Think about these things in a together standpoint. So email and SMS, they are strong alone. They are beautiful together. We can combine data. We can cross that data. We can do everything we want to do with it. We can lower our retargeting costs as well, which is also a benefit here. So there's so many opportunities. It's a channel that people absolutely want. So again, I provided more information for you than you probably needed, but the goal was you can go back, take a look at some of the slides here, some of the recommendations, implement them, and you have them there for resource. You've got a QR code here for OmniSend. Of course, you can connect me with me on any social platform you want. We are out of questions here, but if you have questions, I'll kind of scroll through the Q&A here, try to respond to you, but feel free to follow up me on social, ask me those same questions, and I'll get your response. So happy marketing, everyone. I came on 20 seconds to spare. Look at that.
Greg, it's all right, man. It's all right. In space, we can do anything we want. But we do have a little time for one question, so let's get one in for you really quick. Let's see. Going to the upvotes. I'm going to give everyone about 10 seconds to upvote the one they really want. Really quick, y'all. Let's upload them really quick for Greg. Quickly. All right, cool, y'all. All right, so the one that was super important, I felt like someone wanted to know. Scott wanted to know, are there specific days or dates to start email blasts in the holiday season?
Yeah, so I would kind of go back to that timing we had before. So to start email blasts for the holiday season, I mean, I would kind of go at it. You should be tiptoeing into it now. I think once right around that October 10th to 12th. So I think the prime big deal days are the 12th to 13th this year, maybe could be 11th, 12th. That's really where I would start hammering it, right? So you don't have to go full bore, but that's where you should start introducing, or if you're not already yet, but that's where you should start introducing that you've got Black Fridays, or not Black Friday, but holiday sales already in play. It doesn't mean they need to be your best sales, but you put the mindset of holiday shopping in there already. So they could be category specific, they could be product specific. You could test different ones, but that should be where the planted seed is. If you want a start date for like Fast and Furious, again, by November 1st, I am running. So that is where I'm hitting it hard. But I think that mid-October date is where you're planting the seed that you've turned the page from standard kind of cutesy shopping, prepare to we are holiday, baby. And that's how I would go. So mid-October, but by November 1st, you should be going.
Cool.
Thank you,
Gotcha.
Scott.
Gotcha. Awesome, Greg. All right, Greg. Unfortunately, that's all that time we got. But man, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully we'll get to see you soon somewhere out in space. But awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, take care, Greg. See ya. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and say goodbye to Greg. I'm gonna move on to the next session. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay. All right, everyone. All right. Oh, looks like we need to switch over to a different session. So give me just a